Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel Clear Programming 72 and my name is Heather. In this video, we are going to discuss about the use of different programming languages and why there are different types of programming languages. First of all, programming or coding is nothing but a collection of instructions which is given to computer to perform specific tasks, right? And why there are different types of programming languages and what are their use. Let us discuss in very simple manner. Example, a tractor, car, bicycle, bus are all vehicles. They have wheels, they have steering, so on, and will get you from one point to another one, from one place to another place. But obviously we use them for different things. In the same manner, all these programming languages serve the same purpose, which is to turn human thoughts into ones and zeros that computer understands. At their most foundation level, these languages are all the same, but serves and we use them for different purposes and different things. Here, I have mentioned few of the topmost programming languages which is famous and which you can learn and you can use for your future, for your career, which is also job oriented. Let us first discuss about Java. Java programming languages is general purpose and object oriented programming languages which is developed by James Gosling in 1995. Java was an open source programming language and these days it's not open source, but still Java programming language is most popular programming language. It is used for server-side application to video games, especially for Android mobile application. If you want to be a Android developer, if you want to build Android mobile apps, then you need to learn Java as your programming language. Compared to other programming languages, Java is little complex, but you can learn Java easily if you know the basic principle or basic concept of programming language. Once you know that, you can learn Java easily and you can be a good Android mobile developer. Java is also a job-oriented programming languages. Java, if you know Java, you can get a job. It's one of the most popular programming languages and many company uses Java for their development. The next language which we are going to discuss about is Python. Yes, Python is also one of the most popular programming language. And the best thing about Python is very easy to learn as it has very simple and straightforward syntax. Python command is like English like command, its syntax is very easy and it's a versatile programming language. Versatile programming language in the sense Python can be used for web development, for data analysis, for machine learning and for a lot more purposes. You can also say Python is a one-stop shop. There is a Python framework for pretty much anything from web apps to data analysis. And Python has been used by one of the topmost MNCs in the world. Like Google has been developed with the use of Python. YouTube has been developed with the use of Python. Instagram, NASA, a lot of scientists in NASA uses Python for data analysis. Raspberry Pi for electrical engineers, which has developed with the use of Python, and there are a lot more companies which uses Python as their main programming language. The best thing about Python is it's very easy. And especially if you are new to programming and if you want to learn the programming, its best way to start with programming is to learn Python as your first programming language. With this, you can learn the main basic programming concept, principles of programming by learning Python. Later, you can adapt any other programming languages based on your field of interest. Indeed, Python is one of the popular and good programming language to learn. Now let us discuss about C programming. C programming is one of the most popular programming languages you might have learned, you might have heard. And C is one of the most programming languages which often used as your first programming languages in your college. You might have C programming might have taught you as your first programming language in college, and there are so many C compilers. You can write stuff in C and have it run pretty much anywhere. C programming has been used for various purposes, like for electronic engineers with embedded, and almost many core companies uses C programming as their uh, programming language for development. And C is also one of the most popular programming languages, and it's not so complicated also. You can learn C easily. Now let's learn about Ruby or Ruby on Rails these days. Ruby is also one of the most popular programming languages, especially for web apps. If you want to be a web developer, Ruby is also a good option for you. And it is a job-oriented programming language. If you learn Ruby, you can get a good job as well, and it's in high demand these days. It's also very easy due to its ease of learning and power. Ruby knowledge is in high demand these days, I have mentioned, and it's very easy programming language to learn. Now, let us discuss about PHP. Yes, PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. It's an open source and used for web development. PHP is also one of the easiest programming language, and if you want to be a web developer, PHP is a language which is recommended language by many other developers, and PHP, it has been used by WordPress, Facebook, and lot more, major companies. And it has been used. And what's really good about PHP is that it's an open source language, so there are tons of free pre-built modules that you can grab and modify to get your ideal result. And PHP also, it's easy and I can say a must-learn language for aspiring web developers. If you want to be a web developer, you can learn PHP as your language. And it's also one of the popular programming language for web development. Now let us discuss about JavaScript. Now don't get confused with Java and JavaScript. They are totally different, and JavaScript is very famous and also not so complicated. It's also an easy programming language for beginners, and these days JavaScript also has a good scope, and it's also a job oriented programming languages, and it's very good programming language for beginners. And also JavaScript is used for web development and also used in gaming industry. If you want to build a mobile app for gaming, you can learn JavaScript as your programming language. It's also not so complicated, but now let us discuss about Objective-C. Objective-C is exclusively used for iOS mobile apps. If you want to be an iOS developer, then you need to learn Objective-C as your programming language. Nowadays, Swift has been rising in place of Objective-C, but still Objective-C is still recommended for the people who wants to be a iOS developer for Apple. If you want to develop mobile apps or apps for iOS, you need to learn Objective-C or Swift, and it's also not so complicated, and it's also in high demand these days. If you learn Swift or Objective-C, definitely it's gonna help you and you can be a good programmer. In the same manner, there are a lot more programming languages like .NET, SQL, SQL used for database management, and C++ is also used for gaming industry and a lot more purposes. HTML is designed for front-end design of your website, and Scala is also developed by James Gosling, alternate for Java. There are a lot more famous programming languages. Thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel to get even more video tutorials. Thank you.